Do you know what? Come with me for a second. You know, every room or everyone in the world right now displays something or the other to, show off to other people what they're interested in. These are cars for me, as you can see right here, the posters all over the place. Here, and here as well. You've seen it if you have watched my previous videos. The thing is, the masterpiece among them all is this thing right here, amongst other cars, of course, as you can see. But the main attraction is this, the Lamborghini Gallardo, which I made out of parts of Lamborghini Cyan, whose box is right here. But the thing is, I am being a hypocrite in this video because this is not how it's supposed to be used. I am a hypocrite in this video, and soon you'll see why. So join with me in there are two types of people who buy these ultra expensive luxurious hypercars of the world. I'm not talking about Bentleys or Rolls Royces. I'm talking about proper hypercars, the Paganis, the Koenigseggs, the GM8050s of the world, top of the line cars in the entire world. And the type of people who buy them are, first, of course, these are rare breed, which are the people who actually use it as they're supposed to be used, testing it out, driving it as they're supposed to be. Because as far as I know, GM8050 is not here for the display. It's here so that you as a driver could drive one. The ultra luxurious and extraordinary driving experience of that car makes it a worthwhile car. Or at least that's what the creator of it, Gordon Murray, intended it to be. And so does Christian von Koenigsegg and Horacio Pagani, if I would say. These cars are meant to be driven, and these owners know that. Though, the second type of people, the second type of owners is, if I could describe them in one picture, it would be this. But it would be unfair because these people are not here to feel anything about cars. They are quite logical, in fact, I would say, because these people buy it as an investment, an appreciating asset, for which they pay few millions right now, just so that it can appreciate in value 10x or 20x the value in the near future. And that's what happens usually with these kinds of cars. They keep it like a bloody princess in their castle for one day. A prince, or in this case an auction buyer, would sweep up that princess for a hefty and good price, you see. Which means that car is going to be auctioned off for much more than its initial value, and it's going to be a worthwhile investment. But anyway, the TLDR of it, the reason why I gave this example is because Lego is treated kind of in the same way. Because the reason why these Lego was invented in the first place is that you can expand your thinking, your imagination. That's why it was targeted to kids, because let's be honest, everyone wants to be a child inside because they love the free, caring nature, the careless nature of kids. They are in general happier. I would say that as well, because when you are adult, you have responsibilities, this and that. But it's like the biggest thing you can learn from children is to be present. But philosophy aside, I would say Lego, as I said, the original creators of Lego targeted children because it was supposed to create something and expand the children's mind. And that's not, That's not exactly how you can take it as well. Adults can also play it and expand their minds later on as well. It's not about that. The thing is, Lego today is not actually targeting kids. And since I'm only interested in Lego Technic, I don't care about any other sets. Lego Technic is the only thing I care about, because they are primarily makes cars and construction sets and all that, which I love, the technicalities and all of it. But if I'm being honest, Lego Technic also has a problem, because when Lego is treated more like a commodity, what do they call, scalpers who take up millions of these sets, just so that it can appreciate later on, more than expanding and actually using Lego how it's supposed to be, then we have a problem. I mean, these Lego sets, these Lego Technic sets, if they are display piece, you miss the point entirely. And let's take it out. Let's talk about why. Let's talk about the history of Lego Technic. And before all that, this is sponsor time. I've always promoted my how you can envision and design your cars, and of course you can follow that. But now I'm going to give you a surprise, which is I'm making and designing my third car, which is known as Project Raftar. I cannot share the details right now, but it is going to be a low slung, exotic, slick race car, which is of course an expansion to my course for absolutely free. So if you want to join that course, how you can envision and make your own car out of just a few CAD softwares and drawing as well with proportions and all, you can check the link in the description below, along with how you can draw your 2D cars as well. It's a great course. I put a lot of effort into it as well, and bloody I've made a second car just for you guys so that you can learn, and I'm making a third car as well for absolutely free, nothing more. It's going to be a free expansion, so check that out as well. Thank you. So if you want to buy car arts, link for that will be in the description as well. It's all in one store, so you cannot miss it. There are various cars, so check them out as well. Thank you. So let's start from the start. 1977 is when Lego released the Technic lineup, major highlight being the 8531 auto chassis, or the car chassis, which had a revolutionary building systems and functions attached to it, as Lego before that did not have the capability of performing such functions. It had steering, differential, gearbox and piston engine all working together. It wasn't pretty or even good looking though, but one thing was clear. It was here to teach children how these complex functions work and make your own build while using these functional parts and elements, and expanding your engineering brain and tinkering here and there, expanding your capabilities of mechanical functions is what it was. And then it continued with this philosophy in mind, and then we got various eras, the classic era, the golden era, which was the electric motor, and then the modern era, which I'm going to talk about later on. So the golden era, I would say, evolved into something truly great with electric motors and big sets to complement them with the same values and idea in mind. These sets were supposed to teach, learn, and then implement through your own creation. However, I think the best era was the power functions era, where there were electric motors, medium and large, etc., with remote control capabilities. I love the 8043 motorized excavator with a separate motor just to change the functions via gearbox system. I mean, one function controlled its movements, and then the next control, which you switch the gear through, and it controlled the excavator's arm entirely. And the thing is, I miss it actually. The my favorite of the lineup was, of course, the 8043 excavator. Although I never did have it, the set which I had at least was, I think it was 42039, to the 24-hour race car. The first car, the unlicensed car. That was the best one. It had functions, that clutch gear, which you can select the gear selector, and then you can either open the doors or you can open the rear engine cover, and it also had power function capabilities at the back of it was amazing. And I actually love this era because the designers had free reign. They could make anything they want, any set, any theme, any construction vehicles, race cars, Formula 1 cars also, and various other things, without any licensing to care about. But then in 2016 there was a change, a major change, a revolutionary change. Which was the licensed cars era. The Porsche 911 GT3 RS, of which I think is the main culprit of what we have as Lego Technic lineup as of today. I think the butterfly effect started from the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. I'm not saying it's a bad set, far from it. I love it, and I like how these supercar lineups, you have seen it. You have seen my Lamborghini sign right there, okay? So no one in the comment section will say, oh, you just hate licensed cars. It's not like that. I love them. That's why I have one of them. But then licensing is kind of a limitation, let's be honest. I think even the McLaren P1 we got, I don't think we should have gotten the McLaren P1. I think we should have gotten the W1. I think that's what its name is. The new McLaren car, which is the tradition of these Lego Technic supercars, 1/8 scale supercars, is to bring out the modern cars which are about to be or just released recently. And maybe I'm just taking a shot here, but I think McLaren wasn't ready for that thing. So because of these licensing issues, I think it was then we went back a decade behind just to keep the Technic lineup as promised in 2024. But the thing is, licensing a car has its own issues. You're limited by the design. You can only focus on looks, accurate looks. If you want replication, accurate replication of that car. Let's be honest, that's bloody bullshit. Don't take me as an aggressor, but man, what's the point of having licensed Lego Technic cars? Sure, you have it for the track, and it sure does work for 1/10 and 1/8. I think supercars and 1/8 scale and 1/10 scale cars. Sure, because you can accurately do it while also maintaining the functions of it. But for the recent lineup, the smaller cars in comparison, you cannot have functions and looks accurately, because if you want an accurate look of that car, for example Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute in that scale, just buy a bloody 1/18 scale actual die-cast car of it. Auto Art is a great one for that. And licensing also brings that it also raises the prices, because licensing requires money to license these cars. So don't complain when your Lego sets are too expensive, people. So that one. Then These 18 plus sets is just another debacle whatsoever. I don't get it. No, the 18 plus set is basically that the creativity goes to die. You just make a car, add basic functions to it, make it look as close as possible, and then call it a day, maybe. And that's about it. I mean, it's not about. I mean, sure, it's not all about that. There's nothing creative, but I sure as hell would say that making that speed champion sets are amazing because they have these weird building techniques that are so innovative and creative. It's so fun making them. You cannot think that these creators think so much outside the box that makes these kind of things, and that is more enjoyable than, for example, what is that, Valkyrie, the Lego Technic Aston Martin Valkyrie. That I saw the racing brick video on it. It was boring. What these thing is the thing is Lego Technic isn't thinking outside the box, because it just adds basic functions and then some clever tricks here and there. It has nothing that blows my mind apart. Wow, what kind of function is this? Kada is doing a better job than whatever Lego Technic is doing there. I always thought that Kada was a rip-off, but it's actually on par, or in some cases even better than Lego Technic, I would dare say. But apart from that, the problem is the buyer's intention. The buyer's intention nowadays for any kind of Lego Technique is to take them, is to buy them, build it once, and just keep it as a display queen, which is, oh my god, that's, if I can sum up this entire video, it's just this: people buying it as a display queen only is the main thing. If you buy it, build it, and then disassemble it and make another set, MOCs, which I respect a lot, the people, the adults who still make MOCs, I respect them a lot, because these are not just ones who just build it and keep it as, because that's not what Lego is. Lego is about expanding and making things. And sure, sets like these are big, very big sets, and they can take up a lot of time to make, especially MOCs, because you don't know what you are actually making, because you don't have the instructions for it. So it can go for however long it wants, making an MOC like that. So if adults don't have time for it, sure, but the point is still missed on. Just like I gave the previous example of these ultra expensive supercars are an appreciating asset, so it's logical to not use them as they're supposed to. But then you're missing the point that the creator intended, and that's my thing here. We have been using Lego wrong for almost a decade now. 2016 was when GT3 RS released, and that butterfly effect has continued throughout the time. And I think there has been less and less of a community who actually make MOCs and make their own sets, their own models, rather than just displaying it. And that's about it. In fact, Racing Brick also has lots of set, but he also makes MOCs, which is a good thing. That's the one. And oh yeah, the main thing, the ultimate rip-off of what I think, the Lego Technic F1 sets. Don't even get me started on it. You think for $200 plus worth of set, you give me an F1 car, a 1/10 scale F1 car with just steering, suspension, and a drive-through engine. That's it. I mean, is that it? With the fraction of the price, I can get the same thing in a construction Lego City set with more functions even. I mean, what are we doing here? F1 with only moving piston engine, and steering, and then suspension. I mean, what? these 1/12 and 1/16 scale cars can do that. I have no clue what F1 sets are supposed to be here for. They are just purely for display purposes. These are for, the casual F1 fans who actually don't care about, the cars or the sport. They're just here because it's, glamorous, and because F1 is all about that. Whatever it is, the modern F1 is nowadays. I don't even know, I don't even care. And Lego City has some functional construction sets as well. I saw a racing brick video also, in which that set had a piston engine, working piston engine. It had, those various functions that the construction sets have. That thing, and the thing is, that is better. That is expanding your mind more than whatever those F1 sets and modern sets are. And when it comes to display queens, people who even build them don't actually want to know about functions. The 1/8 scale supercars that have that gearbox, I bet more than half of the people who buy that set don't even know how the gearbox works. I could be wrong, but that's where my bet is going to be. Because even I've made a 6-speed manual transmission that is inside that car. You are going to see it in the next video. And I still don't know how that sequential gearbox was supposed to be working. I know some of it, but I don't know, the inside. I didn't go in too deep on understanding how that 8-speed sequential gearbox worked in the Cyan. But at least I can say I have custom built a 6-speed manual gearbox in the Gallard, because that's what it had originally. Not both, but that's the thing. But I got a news recently about the new 1/8 scale 2026 supercar, Lego Technic supercar. This was the Koenigsegg Jesko Seder Spear. And Koenigsegg is good. And but if I buy it, I would be a hypocrite again, because I have enough Lego to make any car I want, honestly. Apart from this Lamborghini, I have another car in mind which I'm going to build, and I have the necessary parts to build it. I'm paying mostly for the brand if I buy that Koenigsegg 1/8 scale car. But there is a silver lining here. The new gearbox, the triplex suspension, and finally the ghost mode, which I'm excited about, is present in that car, and I can learn a lot from it and how these functions work together, especially the triplex suspension. I'm more interested in that, and the new gearbox system as well. But still I'm paying for the brand mostly, and that's a shame. I'm a hypocrite as well, because I still want to buy that car, and I'm against all that consumerism stuff. But let's see what happens, right? Let's see. But in conclusion, I would say that you, as a viewer, if you buy sets just to display it, reconsider it. Instead of buying new sets again and again, new sets year by year, just have enough Lego sets so that you can make something out of them. And you don't even have to buy so many sets just to make something, and mix them all together. You can have one set and you can make a lot from it, that one set again. Because limitation is also, expanding your imagination, your creativity, because you have limited parts. You have to think outside the box to make something out of it, and do that. I mean, your kid might be playing better Lego than you would. How should I put it? Your kid is a better Lego player, Lego builder than you are. Even if you have an 18 plus set, that kid is better than you are, I would say. Yeah, that's about it. And make your MOCs, make your own creation, play Lego or build these Lego sets as the creator intended them to do initially. I'm talking about the first, expanding your imagination, expanding your thinking, learning, all that. And as for techniques, creativity, looks, I mean, how creatively you use the parts to make it look good, but mostly functions above all. Functions above all. Write that down, I would say. But functions above all is going to be Lego Technique's motto. It's function over form. So take that philosophy in mind. Make something out of Lego freehand. Do whatever you want. I saw a guy who made a bloody gun out of the 2020 Ferrari SP3, 2022 1/8 scale hypercar, the Ferrari SP3 Daytona. Made a bloody gun out of that. That bloody car. How creative that guy is. Of course, he's Chinese as well, so I'm expecting what are you supposed to expect? He's a smart guy. I like that guy. I'm going to have a clip of him here. That thing had blown my mind away. How creative of a statement he made when he took that 1/8 scale supercar and made it into a bloody gun. That is peak Lego Technique. Even though Lego Technique is never about guns or something. Keep that in mind. Make something out of it. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.